Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sanesh Sundays. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I hope you guys like the name. It came about because my friends and I would always hang out on a Sunday for some reason. I think because I work on Saturdays, and it just became Sanesh Sundays. So I figured, what is more authentic than Sanesh Sundays? And this episode might not be airing on a Sunday because I know I've been slacking. My parents have been here, my brother's been here for the last 3 weeks as well. So it's been a bit crazy trying to juggle work, events and family time. So whatever time I get to rest, I rest because it's just been chaotic. So yeah, today we're doing makeup because I have some Maybelline goodies, I have some Fenty goodies from a recent Fenty event I went to, Maybelline goodies from a recent activation I went to. So lots of new products to try out today. And yeah, I also have one solo cast episode that I haven't quite edited yet, but I need to like edit it and see, do I need to refilm it, like did it come out the way I intended it to, you know? So yeah, that is currently what is happening today. I don't have power today, so I know the lighting might not be the greatest, but just bear with me. Just be with me. I would just like to say thank you to everyone who commented on the last solo cast episode. I felt the love. There were so many comments on this video, and I may not be able to respond each and every time, but just know that I'm reading your comments and I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm so glad that, you know, there's things that I said in that video on my self-love journey that resonated with a lot of you. And I think, you know, for as long as I'm just reaching one person, that's all I need. Today's comment shout out goes to Priya Madhu, all the way from New Zealand. From New Zealand. And her comment was, looking forward to the next video, also how to deal with breakups. It's a painful process. So I'm going to cover that topic today because I think, you know, a lot of how the relationship ended is how you end up dealing with it. And I just want to share like my pearls of wisdom with you guys on how I've gotten through breakups. Okay, but first things first, I have so much of new Maybelline. I'm so excited. Let me just get everything out so that I know what I'm doing with my life. Lifter glosses, we got a brow pencil, we got a new concealer. So I'm very excited to get into this. Let's open up the brow pencil. So, as many of you will know, I haven't dated a lot, if I'm being completely honest. I'm just using one of my skincare boxes to put all the stuff in so it doesn't end up going everywhere. What was I saying? As I was saying, a lot of you guys may know that I haven't been in a lot of relationships, but I also haven't been in some of the best relationships, which, anyway, I am using the Maybelline Tattoo Brow up to 36-hour pigment pencil in deep brown. Never tried this before. It's like, oh, okay, very pigmented. I actually didn't know what brow pencil I was picking up, but I was open to just trying new brow pencils because, you know, you can never have too many brow pencils, in my humble opinion. So yeah, like, you know, I've been through a lot, and like I said in my self-love journey video, like I wouldn't be who I am today had I not gone through those really bad relationship experiences. So yeah, I think with each and every breakup, it was a different level of hurt. I think the common trend for me personally was that as much as I liked these people, as much as I had affection for them, the disrespect was actually louder than any type of feelings I could have felt for these people. So as much as I liked these people, I envisioned a life with these people, they did not have my best interests at heart. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my pie and vie. Same time, I don't have time to play games. But you obviously, you go through cycles and you realize that like you don't deserve to be put in certain positions. And I think sometimes you tolerate things you don't deserve because you're not quite sure if you're ever gonna find that again. And I think for me, I began to love myself to the point where I was like, I'm not gonna let this slide. You know, I'm not gonna stick around and tolerate this blatant disrespect. And I think for me, having men in my life who didn't know what they wanted, like you don't know what you want and you still don't know if you want me, you know. So I think the ways in which people have behaved towards me solidified what I was willing to tolerate and what I wasn't willing to tolerate, if that makes any sense. But also remember that women mentally check out of relationships before they ever walk away. And I think sometimes you just get pushed to the edge and there's just no way forward after that, I believe. So coming back to how to get over breakups, it's not the easiest thing. I'm using my Pixie Radiant Perfector Primer. I also used my Essence Concealer on my eyebrows. You know, I can only really speak for myself and kind of share my personal experiences, but there's no one way to deal with breakups. I can share with you guys how I've dealt with breakups in the past, and I can tell you that I was probably mentally checked out of that relationship. The thing is, men say and do things in the beginning that they think you want to hear, and then once they get you, or once they have kind of tricked you, they stop performing like they usually do, if that makes any sense. So what they promised you in the beginning is not what you're experiencing 3-4 months down the line. And I think with my last relationship, I knew quite early it wasn't gonna work. I kept telling myself at like the 3-4 month mark, like, this is never gonna work. I kept telling myself that. And even though I knew it was never gonna work, I still stuck around and I still gave it my all. Who's blowing up my phone? Even though I knew better. Even though I knew my gut was telling me this is not a vibe. And I don't think I will ever take my gut feeling for granted ever again, because I stayed in places where I got more traumatized, if that makes any sense. So I think when you're assessing the grand scheme of things, when you're assessing the situation in and of itself, please hold. And now you can tell why I don't do makeup and talk at the same time, because I lose my train of thought very easily. I'm just mixing my Maybelline Superstay foundations, shade 59, shade 60, because I'm currently a bit too pale for just 60. So we gotta mix. Getting over breakups is hard. It's not easy. It is one of the hardest things you will basically ever have to do in this life. But it's something that you really have to do, because if you don't heal from what hurt you, you don't give another person the opportunity to love you correctly. So I think for me, like, I am such a lover. Like, I just want love. I have so much of love to give. And I think because I've had so much of love to give, I have let people get away with a lot, because I just wanted to have someone to give that love to. And hence why my self-love journey throughout the years, like I'm saying, it's not black and white. You always will be evolving. You always will change what your requirements are and change what your expectations are. And I really don't have expectations. I have requirements. If you can't meet those requirements, you know where the door is, you know? So I think I've learned through healing that it is so important to just know what you want from a partner. And if there's ever a time where your partner is not that, your ass needs to go. But anyway, coming back to how I dealt with breakups, I think I've been procrastinating to get to this actual point because it's been traumatizing, to say the least. But the disrespect that I've experienced from men, yes, maybe they haven't abused me, they haven't been extremely horrible, but they have put me in positions that I did not deserve. And I think that was so unfair, and the positions that they put me in made me forget all about the affection that I had for them, the love that I had for them. Like, I can't even, you know, I talk to people all the time, and I know that, like, people I talk to will say I had so much love for that ex. I look back and I'm like, I can't remember having love for that ex because of the position they put me in. So that's why I will never get back with an ex, because if your disrespect was louder than the feelings I had for you, there's no way you and I will ever get back together. So yeah, I think that in and of itself, how I was treated in relationships, the positions that people put me in, was basically what determined how I was gonna get over them. And I think maybe it worked out in my favor, you know? I've had men leave me for their careers, guys. You heard me right. I've had men say that I'm a distraction and they can't focus on their career and me. And anyway, so like I'm saying, the disrespect was louder than any affection I could have ever had for anyone. You know, also, like, you build a man up, you encourage him to do better for himself, and then he turns around and says you're a distraction. Like, or you try and love a man who has been cheated on before. Oh, the way I'm spilling my own tea. You try and love a man who's been cheated on before, and all you get in return is skepticism, and you gotta keep proving your love to say, listen, I'm not your ex, I'm not gonna cheat on you, I'm not that kind of girl. But you get emotionally unavailable. You get the emotionally unavailable version of him because of what his ex did. So you are constantly being punished for something you didn't do. So yeah, I've been through it. I've been through it, and I think The lowest low I've ever been is begging for love, and I'll never do that again. I will never do that again. So in the whole grand scheme of things, I'm giving you guys background so you guys know that, like, you don't just wake up one day and decide I'm leaving this relationship, or I'm getting over this breakup, or I'm not going to let it have a hold on me. It is a lot of factors, but women tolerate a lot. I won't lie, women tolerate a lot. We will go through the pits of hell before we say, oh, we're walking away. Meantime, you've given us 10 pages worth, 10,000 pages worth of reasons why we should leave you. But we're like, no, you know, we hold on, and I've been guilty of this. We hold on to the idea of the man that you first showed us when we first got into that relationship. And it takes a while for you to walk away. But when you do eventually walk away, you realize this man was playing me the whole time. He was never going to be the man I needed him to be. And I think when you're getting over a breakup, I'm guilty of this. I am guilty of this. And this is why I stay single for so long after I've gone through a breakup. Because I constantly go back and forth like, oh, I fell in love with all of these things about him, and he was such a good person at the time. And, you know, he treated me like this, and he was so good to me, and all of that stuff. But also remember the bad stuff. Because we have a very good tendency to forget all the bad stuff when we're going through breakups. When we're going through breakups, we have this veil of, oh, I want him back, like he was the best I ever had, like, you know, he treated me so well, he spoiled me, but he also disrespected you. He also treated you like you ain't shit. He didn't prioritize you. So I think when you're sitting down with yourself and trying to get through a breakup, you need to, as much as you're taking the positives into your stride, you also need to take the negatives into your stride. Because those negatives are the reasons you would have ended up leaving anyway. If he didn't leave you, you were going to leave him for those reasons down the line, I feel. And even when you choose to walk away from a partner, it doesn't mean that it's any less hurtful than you being left, you know. I, for the most part, have been left. People have done the leaving when it comes to me. And with the last relationship, I had to walk away because it was not serving what I truly needed at the time. It was not serving me in any way. It was only a one-sided relationship where one person was benefiting. And it was a thing of, I'm not waiting around for you to sort your mess out. My life still continues. I still have things to do. And maybe one day I will share that story. But it is so traumatizing that I just do not have capacity. I don't have capacity. And that is why, like, I will never date another man whose actions don't match his words from the beginning. Whose words don't match his actions from the beginning. Whichever one. And ladies, don't do that to yourself. Don't fall in love with okay, yes, you're gonna fall in love with this version of him. But as you go through life, as you go through the relationship, you're gonna realize if he was putting up a front, that version of him that you fell in love with, that no longer is doing the things for the pots to be done, it's gonna feel like he's not living up to his promises. It's gonna feel like he's betraying you. It's gonna feel like it's not gonna work. So trust your gut. And also, men know when they want to spend the rest of their life with you, and they also know when they want to waste your time. If you are not ready for a long-term relationship, you want to waste a little bit of time before you settle down, that's fine. Do you, boo-boo. I'm not that kind of girl. I want to be with somebody who's going to be my better half, who's going to be my partner. And the moment things start flaking in a relationship, I think we all know deep down, we just, like I'm saying, we hold on to the idea of this person that we first fell in love with, even though that's not who he truly is. And we wait for things to change. And eventually you get fed up. Like, I don't have patience. I don't have patience for bullshit, if I'm being honest. I really don't. if I can tell that your words are not matching your actions, I will give you a grace period of a few months until I'm like, sorry, I can't deal with you and your flakiness and the fact that you promised things that you never did. I love this foundation, you guys. It's so pretty. Also, I had a pimple here. It's a scab, so it's definitely not going to get covered. I also had a pimple here, but it is what it is. I'm using my Fenty matchstick in the shade Espresso. Also, I don't know why, like, I, for some reason, have had a lot of narcissists in my life. Like, I've dated probably 2 out of 3, right? Narcissists. Because when you call them out on their bullshit, they're always like, oh, woe is me, I'm the real victim here. Sir, how are you the victim when I'm questioning you on the promises you don't deliver on? How are you the victim? So you have to be so careful, because honestly, the type of narcissist that you deal with or that you date can determine your healing journey and getting through that breakup. Because if he has manipulated you and worked in your head that you betrayed him for leaving him and he's narcissistic behind, then it's really the pits. I'm not gonna lie, it's really the pits. Because there were times where, also you must remember, narcissists feed you information for a reason and a purpose. They will never tell you anything without a reason and a purpose. So when that narcissist is telling you nobody stuck by his side, you know, he has been through the most, you would never understand what he's been through. Oh, they love to say that. Oh, you would never understand. Of course I would never understand, because I've never put anybody through that kind of crap. So you have to be so careful, and you have to unlearn a lot of things. Like when I walked away from one of my narcissistic ex-boyfriends, I felt like I was betraying him, and I had to like re-engineer my thinking and be like, I'm not betraying him. He put me in this position. Like, what did he think, that I was gonna sit here and take this? Like I was gonna sit here and just deal? Like, what makes him think it's okay to do this to somebody, to do this to somebody else's daughter? So like I'm saying, your healing journey, getting over that breakup, oh, it's hard, and it's one of the most difficult things you will ever do, but it is so worth it. And you will come out of that situation a better person. You will come out of that relationship knowing your worth, knowing your value. And I really feel for the women who have been so broken down by these narcissists, because these men break you down to your actual soul. They make you feel like you're worthless. They make you feel like you won't be able to do anything or survive without them. I haven't gotten to that level in any of my relationships, thank God. But I know that there are men who do that. And I really, really empathize with the women who have suffered with these narcissistic men. And I really hope that our generation is planning on raising young, accountable men who know how to treat women. That's half of the reason why I want boys. Like, I would be a great girl mom. I love girls. I love my niece to death. But I also think I can add value to being a boy mom, you know? So I really hope that we change the narrative for the better based on our experiences. And yo, guys, it's just a lot. I pity the mothers who raise these kinds of men, because do you not know what it's like to be on the receiving end, and you're okay with your son causing damage to other daughters? Like, I'm sorry, the amount of karma you have from being a bad person, it will never go away. It will literally never go away. I'm gonna go in with the new Superstay 30 Hour Concealer. It is the match to the foundation. And let's give it a whirl, shall we? I need to take off the sticker. Maybelline probably has the best stickers that you can easily peel off, which I love, because everything else is so sticky icky, then it leaves residue on the product and it's just not a vibe. Okay, so this is the shade 30. Oh, okay, this doe foot is very unique. Okay, very thin. Was I supposed to shake it? I don't know. Let's shake it anyway. Shake it up, shake it up. Okay. It seems very thin. So I don't know how I feel about like such a thin formula, but I mean, let's give it a go. Let's blend it out. Okay. Going back to dealing with breakups. Like I'm saying, there is so many determining factors, and I want to assume the best, and that we've all had kind of what do you call this, cordial breakups, but sometimes that's really not the case. Men do us so dirty. Let's not even lie, they do us so dirty. Okay, this concealer is not bad at all. Wow, okay. So like I'm saying, I think for me the disrespect was louder than any type of affection that they've shown me, that they pretended to have towards me. And I get tired, I get fed up, and I'm just like, oh, time for me to go. If I'm not valued here, it's time for me to bounce, honey. So I don't stay in places where I'm not valued. I don't stay in places where I'm not appreciated. And I think at the end of the day, it goes back to your self-love journey, you know? And hence why I'm saying, or hence why I said in the previous episode that going through breakups was the turning point for me in my self-love journey. And just going through that endless cycle of hurt was just not where I wanted to be in my life. I didn't want to be a hurt person just going through life, making excuses for badly raised men, because we also make excuses for these men. We make excuses that the way they treat us is because of what they're going through, and they always like manipulate us into making their lives easier. So yes, you require a certain level of things, but you must make their life easier because they're already dealing with a lot. And I just feel like that is so unfair, because these are the same men who don't make our lives easier. So also, while we are here on the breakup topic, we're gonna go into emotionally unavailable men shortly, once I'm done with this topic of how to get over breakups. So like I'm saying, after rambling for a while, so at the end of the day, when it comes to these breakups, you really need to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, yes, I love this man for these reasons, but how did he really treat me? What was all the negative things in that relationship? And you know what, give yourself time, because it doesn't matter. It could have been the most amazing man in your life. It could have been a breakup that was just because maybe one person wasn't willing to fight hard enough, and that's fine. but assess the situation and know your self-worth. Know that you deserve for someone to love you wholeheartedly, to take care of you, to remind you of your worth every day, to value you, to appreciate you. And if your partner is not doing that, what's the point of having a partner then, you know? And I think to an extent, as the Indian community, we have just tolerated the bare minimum from men. And I'm sorry, we're just not at that point in our lives anymore. Okay, so I am using the matchstick from Fenty Beauty. This is the Color Adaptive Cheek and Lipstick. I am just gonna try it on my cheeks today. I don't know if this is gonna move my foundation. Hopefully not. I'm just gonna put it here. Everybody's putting their blush here these days, so I'm gonna try that. Okay, let's give it a go. This is in the shade Strawberry Pop. Let me know if you guys are enjoying this episode so far. Do you guys enjoy like the chatty, oh, hello. It's color adaptive apparently, so it adapts to everyone's different skin tones. Oh, that is so pretty. And I love the fact that it's not interfering with anything. Literally, it's not interfering with anything. I'm gonna try and blend this a little bit under my eye so that it doesn't look so choppy. Oh, I'm not mad at this blush placement. It's giving. Let me put some on my nose. I'm really not mad at this blush placement. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're just gonna have a mix and match of makeup talk and the solo cast today. We're changing it up. Oh, I'm not mad at this blush placement. I'm really not mad. Hello. I like it. I like it a lot. This color adaptive matchstick is bomb. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna bake. Another thing, emotionally unavailable men. Wow, I don't know what it is about emotionally unavailable men. I don't know who hurt y'all. I don't know why y'all think y'all's God's gift to women. I don't know why y'all put yourselves on a pedestal. Also, ladies, if there's anything I've learned in the last maybe year, men lie. Men lie. Men lie to impress you. Men lie to make themselves feel better about themselves. And men sometimes are also very honest about the way they feel, and you need to listen to this honesty. I know we as women, we're like, oh, we'll change him, he'll change for us. There are just some men that won't, babes. There is some men that won't. The way I would like to talk about something, but I'm unsure about, I don't know, like, okay, let me tell, right? So I was talking to this person for a few months, and it was something that my friend had set up because obviously she was tired of me being a single pringle. There was no, you know, I'm not interested right now from his side. I was open to talking to people, and anyway, let me tell you one story. honestly, I feel embarrassed for men these days because y'all are just so full of crap and y'all don't know what y'all want, and then y'all make it our problem, and then what must we do now? What must we do? Anyway, if there's anything that I have learned about men, is that when a man knows what he wants, he knows. He won't waste your time. He won't lie to you. He won't gaslight you. This person seemed really interested in me, but we met like maybe 2 or 3 times in the space of a few months, and he would never make plans to meet, ever. Wouldn't make plans to meet, would say, oh, it's been so long since I've seen you, like gaslight you basically. And I feel like you must not let these men get away with it. If a man is showing you that he doesn't like you as much as you like him, or there are times also, like I remember just being very reserved about this specific person because I didn't really like them like that, but I was very single. I was, you know, opening up to the idea of liking someone again. At that point I couldn't imagine falling in love with anyone, so I was not planning on falling in love with anyone. But this person would like not make plans. Oh, also ladies, listen, I'm a single independent queen. I love paying my own bills, but if you are courting me and you're trying to split the bill, I am heavily judging you, because that splitting the bill bullshit is for when you are actually in a partnership with someone or a marriage with someone. Like, I'm open to building with my husband and splitting bills with my husband. You are a temporary person in this mix and you can't even step up to pay the bill. Ah, what a joke, my darling. What a joke. So I guess the solo cast is turning from like how to kind of deal with breakups into men are trash. Not all, because my husband's out there. I may have already met him. I can neither confirm nor deny. You'd have to wait for the wedding pictures to come out, but you know. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this Maybelline palette. This is the Nudes of New York in the shade 10, and this is basically what the palette looks like. Oh, it's really up my alley. I really love these shades. It reminds me of the Soft Glam palette, low-key, but there's no black in here, so let's get into it. I'm gonna go in with the shade Creator, which is that one right there, and dust that into my crease. So at the end of the day, ladies, just remember that if that man wanted to, he would. If he wanted to fight for your relationship, for you guys to stay together or keep trying, because no relationship is perfect, you know. So I guess in the grand scheme of things, you need to always remember that if someone wanted to, they would. Men also like to lead you on. Like, they like to say, oh, we'll get back together one day, I'm just not in the space to be in a relationship right now. But two months later they'll be in a relationship with somebody else. Ladies, please learn this lesson that took me many years to learn. If a man says they're not ready to be in a relationship, the with you is silent. Because this man will move mountains, will move the earth for the person he wants to move the earth for. And if that person is not you, you need to take your self-respect, you need to take your self-love, and you need to go. Because men will have you out here begging for love, begging for the bare minimum, and to be quite honest, it's embarrassing. And I don't know what went so wrong in our generation that men are just not it. There's some really great men out there, please don't ever get me wrong, there's some really great men out there who love you and will show you love and affection and have been raised correctly, but I don't know what happened to the rest of the men, guys. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. As for cheating, oh god guys, don't even get me started. Men and this whole cheating story. I want to know who the hell told him that it's cool to cheat. Who told y'all that it's cool? Because I don't think it's cool. But I also believe that men cheat to compensate for something. I said it. I'm gonna go in with the shade Globetrotter, this one right here. So I think you know what guys, this dating pool that we are currently in, I don't believe that it's just men at fault. I think it's men and women, because there's a reason why the men are the way that they are, and there's a reason why the women are the way that they are, you know. So if there's anything I could say to you guys, don't change who you are just because the dating pool is not conducive to the kind of heart you have. Because there will be a day, mark my words, there will be a day where somebody will come along and make you realize that you are worth it, you've been worth it, and maybe you just had to wait a little bit longer for your partner, because good things come to those who wait. I'm gonna go in with the shade Inspirer. So I think also another aspect is not losing hope. I know that after you have been through really bad breakups, you lose hope, and to be honest, I was scared for a very long time to get into another relationship, get into another talking phase, because I just didn't know how things were gonna play out. I didn't know if, you know, it was gonna work. And to be honest, like I only have so many relationships in me. I can't keep dating everyone to find my one. Like, I'm a little bit impatient. I don't want to date the entire dating pool, you know. So I think sometimes you get a bit disheartened, but don't lose hope. And also, don't let society make you feel like you're getting old and you need to get married by a certain age and you need to do certain things by a certain age. Like, no. People, I mean, look at Kourtney Kardashian, guys. She's having a baby at 44. She got married for the first time at 41. Like, we can learn something from her experiences, if you will. So yeah, I think breakups are hard, and I think the intensity of what you went through in the relationship affects how you get over it. But always remember that you are the prize. You deserve everything good in the world. You deserve somebody who's going to love you and not have you think twice about it. And another thing is, I think with my exes, like, I was never sure if they were sure of me, and that is a big thing for me right now. So now I will never settle for a relationship if if this man is not sure of me. He's never going to be sure of me. I'm not wasting my time until he changes his mind. I'm using a Maybelline liner, by the way. So I think it's just reinforced for me how I want my partner to be sure of me, and if he is not, then I don't see a way forward. And I feel like none of my exes have been sure of me. So I'm gonna finish off the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. My camera battery is flashing, so I'm gonna try and finish up this look on camera. I did a bit of like cat eye vibes. I'm gonna do moon on my cheeks. This is from Benefit, by the way. I love this blush so much. I'm actually not mad at this placement of blush. Hello. Okay, and then I have a new highlighter from Fenty. This is the Hustler Baby. I don't know why I say it like that, but I'm so excited to try a new highlighter. This is the Mean Money and Hustler Baby. Oh, I'm obsessed. Oh, this is like so my tones. I have the shade Fire Crystal and the other one, and I mean it's bomb, but it's not as bomb as this one, which is a lot more champagne-y and just perfect for my skin tone. I'm just gonna put the highlighter right at the tops of my cheekbones as to not take away from the blush and the prettiness from the blush. Gonna highlight down the center of my face. Oh guys, I'm so obsessed. This is just such a pretty highlight in general. Such a pretty highlight. Ooh. For mascara, I'm using my Maybelline Sky High mascara. Also, comment down below, let me know if you guys just want a normal makeup tutorial as opposed to like me doing my makeup during our solo cast. Okay, I am back. My other camera battery died. What is new? I like to talk so much Langada stories. So in our PR, I got this Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat in the shade Glass Slipper. It's just like a clear one, but I really want to try the shade Stone today just on its own to see what the vibes are like. I also apologize for the audio. Sometimes it's not the greatest on this camera. So I'm using the color Stone. I already did LA Girl chocolate lip liner. This shade is so pretty. That's what it smells like. So you don't need a lipstick underneath, which bomb. Okay, so while I'm sticking on my lashes, always got to do that also so you don't get gloss on your teeth, I am going to wrap up this episode. I'm gonna do the unapologetic lashes. I just like it with this cat eye style. So yeah, let's get into what you should take away from this episode. You know, I know that it's hard enough opening up yourself to people and being open to loving people and stuff like that. I'm gonna use my Fit Me setting spray. I always forget to put setting spray before I put lashes on. And I think sometimes we put the other person's needs above our own, so when they walk away it feels like we have been hard done by. And I think we need to change the narrative of how we see relationships. We need to see it as a mutualistic thing. We need to see it as both people benefiting. And I feel like in my relationships, I wasn't the one benefiting, you know? I feel like the other person was always the one benefiting from me being motivational, encouraging them, you know, tolerating certain behaviors. And it's just not fair at the end of the day. You should never be put in a position where you're tolerating someone's behavior. And I also like, I want to say I have someone because they value me and they treat me right. I don't want to say I have someone but like also I'm not the happiest person I could be because they don't know how to treat me right, you know? By the way, the glue that I'm using is Kiss. So I think at the end of the day you really have to be so discerning about what you want for your life and what your ideals are when it comes to relationships and tolerating certain behaviors. And ultimately you just have to love yourself to not accept anything less than you deserve. And I know it's easier said than done. I know that I have been in that place where I didn't love myself enough and I tolerated things that were not worthy of me. And we are all humans at the end of the day, you know? The point is to make better choices for yourself. Every day that you wake up in this life is a new day to make a better choice for yourself. It's a new day to wake up and say, I'm not tolerating ABCD anymore because I don't have to. And I really hope that every one of you remembers that you are worthy of pure love, pure bliss. And I hope that if somebody is not meeting you halfway, if somebody is not treating you the way you deserve to be treated, that you have the courage to walk away, because we all know it's easier said than done. We all know that we have been in positions where we've tolerated things that we didn't deserve because we loved the person and we cared about the person, and we didn't want to leave them in a worse off place without us, even though we are miserable. So I hope that, you know, you don't let your breakups define you. I hope that you take the lessons it was meant to impart, and I hope that you love yourself a little bit more through your experiences, because it's so easy to resent yourself. Why did I stay? Why did I do this? Why did I do that? Why did I tolerate these things? And sometimes we are none the wiser until we have fully lived through a lesson. So be kind to yourself, love yourself, know that you are doing the best that you can with the resources that you have, and you are worthy of everything amazing in the world. And I think it's coming full circle for me, to be honest. I realized that everything that I have gone through is only to make me stronger. Everything that I have gone through is only to bring me more understanding, happiness, and peace. Whatever's meant for me will never miss me. Okay, I just plaited my hair so that I can wear a beanie, you know, and look cute. But it's giving Wednesday on a Tuesday, or in this case, Wednesday on a Sanesh Sunday. I would just like to say thank you guys for all of your love on the podcast thus far. It has been so much fun to share my thoughts and get my thoughts out there with you guys. I just want to remind you, each and every one of you that is going through a breakup or is dealing with anything, you are worth it. You have been worth it. You are worth all the beautiful experiences that life has to offer. You deserve everything incredible in the world. And if there is something that you want from a relationship, don't let anyone tell you that you can't have that. I know, like, we speak to people who will blatantly say to you, oh, you know, I'm not romantic, you know? And then you're like, oh, okay, like, it's not a big deal. Like, I can deal with no romance. Sorry, babes, I can't deal with no romance, you know? And I think we need to stop settling for things that don't align with what we truly want on the inside. I think we are also guilty of settling for experiences and people because we don't think we deserve any better. And at the end of the day, I want you to know that you deserve the world and you will get it, for as long as you don't allow or tolerate any less than you deserve, if that makes any sense. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in wanting revenge or wanting the next person or your ex to see that you're doing better and all of that stuff. Don't do things that are great for you but have a hint of, oh, you're getting revenge on someone else, you know? Live your life to the fullest. Never live your life trying to get revenge on somebody else for what they did to you. They will have to live with that for the rest of their life. You don't have to punish them for that. It's not your responsibility to be karma. It's not your responsibility to harbor ill feelings towards other people based on how they treated you. I think it's important to understand that hurt people, and I have just been a victim of hurt people hurting me. I think I needed to learn those lessons. Had I not learned those lessons, I wouldn't be able to be where I am today. I wouldn't be able to appreciate an incredible man when he walked into my life. And yeah, I think it teaches you a lot at the end of the day. So I hope you guys have learnt a few things, or I hope I've dropped a few useful nuggets throughout this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the makeup aspect part. I might drop the makeup part because I feel like I get a little like distracted when I'm trying to do two things at once. So we'll see how that goes. I'll only know when I'm editing this video how much of a hot mess it is, because sometimes like when you're filming it feels like a hot mess, then when you watch the video back you're like, oh, it wasn't so bad. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for your continued love and support. Please drop your suggestions on what you'd like me to talk about next down below in the description bar. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day, with and without makeup. That is it for my Sanesh Sundays by me, for you. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.